Hey again. So I had made a video and somebody asked a comment down below. What was her name? I don't know if you'll even see this response to you. And Winged Infinity 6715 and said you've watched hundreds of videos over about 4 years and wondering how New Age theories are different. Basically, why she's not seeing abundance and other people are. Like I said, this is in response to that. Because I can only assume that a lot of people are asking that question. And this is how I hear it in my head. Why do you get it and I don't? I don't understand. I'm a good person. I'm nice to people. I hold the door for people. I don't get it. But that's the thing. When you do things with an expectation of receiving something in return, that's not coming from the heart. That's not genuine. Easiest way I can explain this, if you have a huge circle of friends, you're not as open-minded as you think you are. Because it's easy to go along with the masses. When you find yourself secluded and with very few people in your life and you're enduring hardships on your own, that's when you're getting closer to spirit. But when you surround yourself with a bunch of fake materialistic individuals and you go, but I'm a good person. I give away my old things before I buy new things. Like I've always told my children, the worst person you can lie to is yourself. You can lie to me all day long, but you're only hurting you. You cannot fool a higher power. You can have people admiring you and you're going, oh, I know, thank you. But there's a falsity to your character. You don't go through life doing things to be acknowledged. When you give from the heart. When you do to help others. Like I said, there's no expectation that something is going to come back on the backside. Those blessings, that abundance that comes into your life, those are rewards for being an individual that spreads love and light, not gossips behind people's back. And I'm not judging you as an individual. I don't know who you are at all. My idea of what I perceive from what you asked doesn't define who you are. Thing is, this thing has no filter, and I often speak a very blunt truth. And if you are watching this, the person that asked the question, and I'm triggering you, if you're over there, oh, you fucking bitch, who do you think you are? You don't even know me. That's you being triggered. And you're nowhere as far along your path as you thought you were. That's why you're not receiving abundance. There's something, I was in the shower this morning and I heard as small as a mustard seed. That's the faith you're given. What do you do with that? Because what you water in your life, what you put your thoughts into, that's what comes back to you. And like I said, it's without an expectation. And when I heard faith as small as a mustard seed, it reminded me of you're being gifted a coin. We'll call it a coin. This is in the Bible as well. And when I come back, just give me back what I have given you. But I want to see how you have allowed your kingdom to grow, basically. So what did you do with what you were given? We're all born in a naive sense. We're all born with an open heart full of love and trust. Over time, we meet humans. What happens to us? We lose faith, we lose hope, we lose trust. That is all to turn us back to the divine, to help us go, if I can't trust them, I have faith in you, even if it's as small as a mustard seed. But when you surround yourself by jokers and thieves and liars and fools, you are the company you keep. I was raised, birds of a feather flock together. My flock doesn't exist. I've come back to my family finally after years of enduring mental anguish. My whole family had died in my heart and in my mind because that's what my ex wanted. To seclude me. The devil wants to seclude you. So why? You're accessible. Because there's always an army being built, right? Good and bad. Positive, negative. Evil and righteous. However you want to look at it. There's always this push and pull to life. But when you go through life going, why you and not me? That's exactly why not you. Because in another video, like I said, redirect your thoughts. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop seeing what they have that you don't have. You're overlooking the abundance in your life. You're overlooking the gifts and the blessings that come to you that others do not even, they never touch. But you want what someone else has. When you want what your neighbor has, you're giving up what you're given. There's 10 commandments. Remember those. There's universal laws. Learn those. There is always a balance that has to be maintained. And when you're looking from a concept that is egotistical, you will not maintain the balance of a spiritual life, because there's always a fight between ego and spirit. Ego is the thing that pulls you down into a low vibe: competition, greed, hatred, jealousy, judgment. Spirit is the one that says you are what you are and I am what I am. I accept you for who you are, and if you don't accept me, I understand I need to go my own path, right? I'm not here to judge you. I don't care about you. That sounds very selfish. I hope you succeed in life. I'm not wishing failure upon you. But I've learned I'm no longer here to please people. I'm here for myself. The only person I compete with is me. I try to be better than what I was yesterday. In regards to competing with someone else, why would I? We don't have the same skills. We don't have the same gifts. We don't even have the same knowledge. We're not the same when we're born. We're not given the same lessons. We don't carry the same karma. We haven't lived the same life. Why would I compare me to you? That's like comparing a tree to a rock. They both serve their purpose. And I was thinking earlier when I was getting ready, it's funny that humans are the only species that fight to destroy each other based off of a competition that has to do with where they stand. It doesn't have to do with survival. It doesn't have to do with betterment of oneself. It doesn't have to do with the location in which you can thrive in. No, it's sheer competition based off of an ego, an idea, a concept. Other animals don't do that. They might become territorial when they have babies in the area, but a lot of animals, instead of fighting, will migrate. They're like, I'm gonna get the hell out of Dodge. You can have it. Humans aren't like that. Instead, so busy comparing and asking, why not me? If you're asking, then why should it be you? Write an essay to the divine. I don't know what to tell you. Sit down and meditate. If you want the answers, sit down, still your mind. Speak to a higher power and ask them why. Because I guarantee you, when you start asking the higher power why, you'll start being shown why. That's the hard part. That's where the shadow work comes in. That's where the real pain and anguish comes in, and you feel so alone and cold and you want to die because you don't know how to be alone, because your brain won't leave you alone. Your heart breaks, all the memories and the pain of the past. Then eventually all the things you've done to other people, oh my God, the bad you starts flooding at you. Believe me, I've faced a lot of aspects of myself that I was like, not me. Oh my God, I was that bitch. Oh my God. Please forgive me, I'm sorry. I hope to never feel that kind of pain or implement that kind of pain on another human being ever again, or another spirit or entity around me. When you have to face the dark side of you, when you have to sit down and actually see who you were, who you are, what you stand for, what you have stirred up. You might not have partaken, but oh, you dropped a little gossip here and there, and guess what you did? You turned your back and walked away and left the innocent person that you talked about to deal with what you started. You can drop a match, walk away, and never see the fire, and you're not responsible, right? So you have to ask yourself, who have you been? What do you stand for? Who are you? Stop looking around and going, how come you? What do you have that I don't have? If you're asking what somebody has that you don't have and why they get what you don't get, really sit down and embrace the silence. And like I've made a video, you will hear so much noise in the silence. When you can tear yourself down and begin to build others up, now you're getting it. Because eventually, when you've catabolized yourself all the way to the ashes, guess what rises? The phoenix. You, anew. Even in the Bible, Job had to lose everything to prove his faith. It was a battle that was presented to us to understand that sometimes you can be going through the darkest times and the one thing you have with you is invisible. But it goes back to faith as small as a mustard seed. When you can hold on to something no one can understand, nobody necessarily even believes in anymore. There's no practice. There's no harmony. When you can stand up for that, then you might see abundance and blessings in your life. But I guarantee you, you start, stop, it'll start, and eventually it's going to stop. You only get so many tests. You only get so many chances to prove yourself that you are pure in heart. You can even look at the Egyptians when they're passing on to another life. Their heart is weighed against a feather. Is your heart as light as a feather? Are the deeds that you've done in this world in comparison of what you speak from your mouth that you are? Because when you go up to try and prove your case, it's already been written. You will witness your case before your eyes and, oh my God, I never knew that's how my heart was. So the best thing you can do is get in touch with yourself. Stop trying to please others. Stop trying to tell others. Stop trying to show others. Show yourself. Because when you can look yourself in the mirror and go, you know what? I love you. You're awesome. I did abandon you at one point. I didn't know what love was at one point. But you, my child, my inner child, I will never abandon you again for anyone. I don't care if they laugh at me. I don't care if they mock me. I don't care if they leave me standing in the corner alone, because none of them are pure of heart anyways. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to entertain their company. I'd rather go sit over here with the people that sit in silence and stare and pray. I would rather raise my vibe to find my tribe, than to indulge in falsities yet another day. So when it comes down to it, like I said, all you can do is ask yourself, who are you? The caterpillar asked that to Alice when she was in Wonderland. She asked him, who are you? And he said, who are you? You have to reflect the question upon yourself. When you want to know why you're not, the answer is already within. All you have to do is take away the voices and the concepts of what other people told you you are. Other people deem you as successful. Do you feel successful? My sister asked me one time, what do you think is success in your life? What is you being wealthy? When do you achieve? And I said, my children succeeding in their life, that will be my greatest wealth. And she said, I never looked at it like that. We all have a different perspective. So when you're asking other people to define things for you, they're giving you answers that pertain to their life, not yours. Most people can only project. Nobody's here to explain your life to you. We're each on a journey to rediscover ourselves. If you're asking for somebody else's roadmap and they're going to a different destination, you're only going to find yourself lost. So when you want the answers, like I said, silence the monkey mind chatter. Silence yourself. Focus on your breathing. Get in alignment. Pray. Because the answers are already within you. Sit alone for a while. Stop texting your friends. Stop reaching out to people. Stop busying your life with social media and the boob tube that's there simply to brainwash you. It brainwashes you into the spirit of laziness. That is something that will leave you with years passing you by. And as you sit and judge what you watch on TV, you're still passing judgment, but never upon yourself. It's easy for us to judge other people. It's hard for us to judge ourselves. And at most times we are our own worst enemy. But your own worst enemy can help you find the true sanctity of who you are. You just have to get with the reality and understand it's going to hurt. But healing is not easy. Have you ever broken anything? Have you ever cut your flesh in any way? Ow, ow, ow. It hurts. And it takes time. It's just like me being sick right now. And a lot of people around me are sick. And it seems endless. We start getting well, but it's when you work in the public. Guess what? All of a sudden, whoo, a new wave of it. And then it's hot and cold and hot and cold. It's not comfortable. But sometimes things happen to us to force us to accept other things that we didn't even realize. Like I said, this is probably not the response that you're wanting to hear, but it's a message that needs to be given. If you feel like you're a victim in this life, you should watch another video I made. You're never a victim. You have choices. Nothing happens to you. Everything happens for you. And when it comes down to it, if you're still comparing yourself to other people, that's exactly why you're stuck. You got to do the work. Read a book. Educate yourself. Do good things for other people, not because you want something in return, but because you're drawn and led to do it. You can be a helper or you can hinder yourself. Because we can all go out and go, oh, I went and did this good deed. Oh, and people are like, oh, you're always triumphing over everything. You're so awesome. And you're like, oh my God, thank you. Then you go home and you're miserable because nobody liked your Facebook post. No one even looked at your Instagram. There's petty Bettys everywhere. Sorry, Betty, if that's your name. I love your name. I love Betty Boop. But there's a lot of people that do things to be admired. And then there's those that just do because it's the light within that they want to shed upon the masses. I used to say I'm a guide of light to help you through the night. Had to help use that flashlight for myself and got lost for a while. It's always an up and down. Life is a roller coaster. Like I've always said, it's like a heartbeat, up, down, up, down, up, down. If not, it would be a flat line, and how boring would that be? Lifeless. So if you're going to start something, see it through. Don't start, stop, start, stop. Don't start on a good note and then end on a foul note. I read a book one time. It was had to do with the nutritional deficiency in America, and it stated just because something starts on a good foot doesn't mean it will end on the same note. You have to always check your heart to understand where you're coming from. If you're doing something and you don't get rewards and you stop, you were never doing it from a good start to begin with. Or possibly you did start good and you gave up too soon. But when it comes to abundance and blessings, it's something you have to keep showing your faith for. Keep taking hits and sacrifices. Because that's the thing about blessings, especially divine miracles. They come when you least expect them. And it takes you being hitting rock bottom to go, I see you, Job. Let me pluck you out of the pit. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for always serving me. Thank you for never giving up on me, because then I had a chance to prove myself to you. The divine is always here for us. We're the ones that turn our back on the divine. We're the ones that say, you didn't give me what I wanted. It's not how I wanted. Take it away. Like spoiled little children. And you know what? Every time you say, take it away, you get further away. And as you get further away, it's harder to get back. Because the further you get, the more the shadows will suck you in. The more the doubt will encroach upon you. The more you will give in to the darkness. But that's you choosing to walk away. Hopefully this helped. And if I triggered you in any way, awesome. You're starting to see the light. Peace, love, and light. Bye-bye.